excited to be back here. I haven't been back here since 2019. We were
It
just
was.
talking about 7 years ago. So it's definitely been a minute, but we just went out for the first session and it went quite well. So looking forward to this weekend.
Right. So yeah, 2019 was the California 8 hour. I think then it was the Intercontinental GT Challenge stop at that point in time. I think you're running.
I do not recall. I
Not recall.
remember. I remember I was
Podium.
running. I did podium. I did podium the last time I was here, but I was in the F82
F82, yeah.
chassis, doing Sprint X in Pirelli GT4 with my co-driver Jason Wolf. But yeah, we did podium, and I was in college at the time. So
And I thought I was like, is she old enough to drink the champagne? I guess she is.
they don't need to know. I mean, I'm legal in Canada, but
That's what I thought. I
I'm
was like,
Canadian.
that's news to me. Right, so recently you had a test with a team in China. Now, if you don't know, like a test is, I guess, basically like a job interview for a team that you're not familiar with. So they had you up for a job interview. How did that go?
It was so cool. Yes, I was over there like a few weeks ago to test their M4 GT3 Evo with Team KRC. So if you don't know them, they're based in China, but they most recently ran, I believe, the Bathurst 12 hour. And they're also running GT World Challenge Asia. But I went over there for a couple days just to try out the car, see how the team is, see if it was a good fit. And I had an absolute blast. We were at the Shanghai F1 circuit. Incredible track. Absolutely incredible track. Such a dream to drive. And the test went very well. So I actually ended up going back with them for the very first round of China GT just a couple weeks ago and actually won. We won the race, which is pretty crazy for me to say still today because I think that was literally last week. Last week Sunday.
Yeah, it's hard to keep track of
Last week
all your
Sunday.
travels.
Took the win home, guys, in my first ever race in China, in Asia for that matter. So a very, very special milestone.
So how was the experience as, I want to say Asian American, but you're like Asian Canadian, going back to China? How was that experience for you?
Yeah, I mean, as somebody that grew up in a very small town in Canada, often being the only Asian in the room, I wasn't very connected with my culture growing up, and I often actually rejected it, unfortunately. So coming back into, I guess, like, learning how to accept my culture after moving here and loving my heritage and going back to China and racing there and just, yeah, again, reconnecting with my culture just again felt very special for me, and especially as like somebody that didn't see a lot of Asian representation in the sport growing up and coming home with a win and seeing other Asian women racing that weekend all together. It was just a very like heartwarming experience and very special for me.
It's off the top of my head, I think it was Hannah Burton.
Yeah, Hannah and
I don't want to say Betty Chen. I think it was probably
Betty Chen was also there, and I think her name is Xu Wei. She was F1 Academy, the wild card driver was there, and on top of that, just like the representation on the grid, not only from the driver side, but on the engineering side, the fans, the grid girls. I mean, it was a very cool experience.
Right, so did you have a chance to take in the Shanghai culture?
Yes, of course. I tried to maximize my time there. I was only in Shanghai, unfortunately, for 3 days. But before that, for the test, I think I was also only there for 3 days. But when in China, you have to experience everything. I got to go to Shanghai for a couple days and like eat a lot of good food. Got some soup dumplings. Got some boba. Really tried to maximize my time there. I had a blast.
Did you attempt to reconnect with the language?
I did a little bit. Like I was trying to get everybody to teach me some things because actually the majority of the team at KRC does not speak English. So it was definitely a challenge at times in terms of the communication aspect, but I'm open to learning. I regrettably don't speak really any words of Mandarin. My mom speaks Cantonese and my dad speaks Hokkien, so I never learned at home. But I am motivated. I am motivated to start learning, and hopefully, if I end up going back to Shanghai later this year for another race, hopefully I will have learned some words by then. But I do know how to say my Chinese name.
Why don't you share that with everyone else, if you can? No pressure.
So my Chinese name is Song Xinxin. And it basically, 心 means like heart, heart, because I have a big heart.
All right. Other things, you stopped by Tokyo on the way
Yes.
back with some BMW stuff. I know very big BMW fan is there. I think you had dinner with
With
him.
Bob Suzuki. He's so cool. He's so much fun. And Bob, if you're watching this, I really, really appreciate you taking me out and showing me Japan. I've been planning to go to Japan ever since I graduated college, which was 6 years ago now. And I just never made the time. I've never made the time. It's always been racing and doing media. That is my life. I chose this life and I love it, but that just means that I don't get to travel often for leisure. But since I was going all the way to Shanghai, I thought, maybe I'll stop in Japan for a couple days on the way home, and I'm so glad I did. I truly did not get any sleep those 2 days because I tried to do as much as I could both in Shanghai and in Japan and just really try to be a sponge, absorb all of the experiences. It was very cool. It was very cool to be there.
That's awesome. Well, let's switch gears back to Laguna Seca. So you haven't been here in 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the track has changed. They repaved it, and you just came out of your first practice session this morning. What was your experience like back on this track?
Yeah, honestly, so as you said, I haven't been back here in a while, but they did repave it in certain corners, and especially like I think recently they also repaved. Might have been turn one.
It's, the entire track was repaved.
Okay, so
they
the
did add some
entire
runoff.
the entire track was repaved, but then I think there were certain corners that were also recently repaved.
Okay.
But it's overall grippier than
For
what
sure.
I remember, because I even telling my engineer now, I was like, oh, the car feels very good. Like the grip, even though the track is green, we were the second session out on track today, so there's no rubber down. But honestly, pretty grippy with that new repave. A lot of fun here. Big momentum track. Obviously, the corkscrew is very blind, very much huge drop off, but it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, and this car is great here.
Do you have like a favorite turn at this track?
I think 6. The like really fast, that fast left-hander right before you go up the hill. But also, I mean, the corkscrew is so iconic. I think everybody says the corkscrew just because it's the. I don't think I know anywhere else in the world that has a corner like that.
not for professional racing. There's the Ridge Motorsports Park.
It's
up in
like
Seattle.
It's like opposite Spa, opposite Spa Eau Rouge, but
you're not going to die. At the corkscrew.
Exactly. But 6 is fun. 5 is also a very fun corner. I just really love the like banking on some of these corners because it just like the car just grips up and it feels really good.
Right. And do you have like a least favorite corner? Maybe the slowest, like 11, maybe?
Yeah, probably the last corner. I mean, a hairpin is always like, it's okay. It's all right.
It's hard to get the right sort of path around.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great passing opportunity. But other than that, is it the most fun? No.
All right, so obviously you're racing GT4 here with Bill Auberlen. First 2 races, I think, went decently, getting to grips with things. Obviously, the goal here is win, but what would you be happy with at the end of the race on Saturday?
Ooh, yeah. I mean, obviously, we're always fighting for a win in this series, but I also understand how incredibly competitive it is, and how much you have to absolutely nail the strategy. So, I mean, even a top 10 has always been kind of like the baseline of what we've been aiming for, because a top 10 in Michelin Pilot is an achievement of itself. It is incredibly competitive. The drivers here are top notch, and so we're definitely still setting our sights high. Of course, would love to be on the podium, but we'll see. We will see. I think we're in a good spot right now. We finished first session P8, so
not bad. Yeah,
we're getting there.
Yep, on the way up, right? So I won't want to take much more of your time, Sam, but as always, we appreciate taking the time out of your very busy schedule to do a quick chat for CCA.
Always happy to be here. Always happy to catch up with the CCA family.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.